What's up, YouTube? I just wanted to look over the third map in the Paper Rex EDG game that we saw today from Champions. A lot of good stuff. I'm actually going to start off with one bad thing, and then I'll be talking about everything that I saw that was really good. So a lot of good stuff I saw in this game. I'm just going to kind of just talk through it and show you just why I thought this was just a really good half, honestly, from both teams, especially in terms of especially as we see it early on. Just good game plan coming in from EDG and just a good adaptation over from Paper Rex. So this pistol was looking really good from EDG. Again, good game plan from EDG. Looking at the comp that Paper Rex is playing, right? Let's just quickly pause here. Let's look at the comp that Paper Rex is playing and just realize that they actually, unless they have the Cypher over towards C, they don't have much to actually stop the C hit. So a lot of times they just realize that Cypher most likely going to be playing towards A, and then we just can abuse C until they put the Cypher over here. So a bit of a guessing game in terms of Paper Rex as to where to put the chamber. Obviously double duelist for Paper Rex, so they normally have to go a bit aggro and they don't have the best to actually stop like full side hits. So yeah, good pistol. This is where we have the mistake here. So Spike goes down, and as you can see on the minimap, we actually have 4 people play after plant, just all down C long, but this is like a no. You don't do this against smoker. Should always be playing on site if there's a smoker. If you're playing C long, and there's a smoker still up on the enemy team, you should be playing on site itself. So for them all to go down to C long is the big error that I was talking about. Smoke gets ready to go up, and so he actually does 2 smokes. I'm pretty sure he does smoke and he has the star there for a smoke, double smoke, and it just becomes a spam fest. And 4v3 just gets lost, as you can see, just the defuse, just Benkai just straight up to sticking it, and yeah, just spamming with the classics. Not how you want to do it. So yeah, that's the first mistake that kind of came in. But only this was only like the first like glaringly obvious mistake, to be honest. So yeah, don't play don't play after plants against a smoker. Don't go down C long. But again, good game plan coming from EDG, right? We're seeing it now. First big buy round, right? First important round can push Paper Rex onto an eco in terms of if they lose this round. Really good site hit, and you can just see what I was talking about. I'm going to pause this. We have 3 people on site, right? We have the Reyna that just went down, we have the Jet and the Astra, and as you can see, they just cannot hold the site, right? They just don't have the agents, don't have the util to hold it, and got double duelist. So EDG just performing really well with their game plan. It was just really impressive just to see this early on. And then now we're gonna see Paper Rex actually don't call a pause, and Benkai is actually just going to Benkai's actually just going to kind of midway through just make the call himself. As you can see, he decides to stop playing over towards C, and this is what I was talking about with the Cypher, right? This is now them shutting down the C. So this was really good. Also good to note that Paper Rex a lot of times were trying to get a lot of mid control, being super aggro with the duelists. But this is what I'm talking about. This is why the Cypher is so good. We have the cages here, and again, these cages are great, right? We cage here and here at the back, and it just means that you can rotate all the way freely towards the back of site. We saw Vision Strikers do this very early on in the game, and just look at them. Look at the amount of info they're getting from the cages. The amount of freedom they're getting from the cages and the amount of info and kills they're getting from the trips. So really nice from Paper Rex. And in this game, they were just so far ahead of EDG in terms of predicting what they were going to do. There was a pause just before this round from EDG, and they actually moved the Cypher over from C because they shut it down and moved it over towards A. So they knew the EDG pause was going to be like, we just need to hit the site heavy where the Cypher isn't, and they're predicting him to be over towards C. That's where he was last round. And then as you can see here, trips, and Trip gets hit, he manages to get the Cypher, and then he gets another one. So 2 people there. Just the Cypher coming in huge, and just Benkai just winning the straight up mental battle in terms of predicting where they're going to go. So really nice from Paper Rex. Another thing that I really liked for them doing as well, I mentioned it earlier, was just this mid aggression, right? They use the Reyna and the Jet really well, just taking mid control, just having this kind of angle here and then this angle here that also gets them a kill. Just 2 agents that have mechanics to get out. Maybe this was a bit too much, we didn't see that from Devi, but really nice from Paper Rex, just constantly pushing down middle. Okay, and then after we see that again, so good game plan from EDG at the beginning, good adaptation from Paper Rex, and then also here good game plan from Paper Rex in terms of using the Reyna and the Jet to push down middle. And so we start to see EDG actually adapt to this as well. They call a pause just before this round as well, I'm pretty sure. Or actually, I think maybe Paper Rex caused the pause before this round, and then they talked about just how they have going to deal with this middle. They just wait. They wait a little bit, and they just use their eye over, use a flash, and they just take mid, and they manage to punish this. So really good adaptation from EDG. Like that a lot. And then you saw them go back to their original game plan. Once they started realizing Cypher was over towards A, they just knew, right, we know where he is, let's just group up, let's do the side hits. A's been working really, really well. So I was really impressed with just both teams on this half. I saw a lot of good stuff, a lot of good decision making. Really wanted to shout out Benkai for sure, in terms of just how good he was on this half, in terms of his positioning and just choosing the right side all the time. So yeah, and honestly, just understanding Paper Rex in general, just understanding how they have to play with the Reina and the Jet, just going super aggro towards middle, and just moving the Cypher around. So yeah, super impressed with them. Really good game. And yeah, I'm excited to watch the rest of the games from both of these teams.